We are now moving on to a power-packed session on unraveling the connected TV advertising under the digital lens. This session would be covering the unique aspects of connected TV, CTV advertising, its advantages, challenges, and strategies for leveraging this medium effectively, and to explore how CTV can engage viewers more effectively compared to traditional TV advertising. To discuss on this, we have our industry and illustrious set of industry experts who will be coming and sharing their insights along with us. Inviting our first panel member on stage. You all have to join me in welcoming our first panel member with some Zordar Talia, of course. Please welcome Akhil Sethi, Head of Digital Marketing, Harman, India. Very warm welcome to you. May I request you, sir, to please take a seat. Inviting Priyanka Sethi, Head of Marketing, Higher Appliances, India. Very warm welcome to you. Welcoming our next panel member, Anupam Tripathi, General Manager, Marketing and Head Media, Lenskart. Renu Singh, Client Partner, Leadership, Dentsu X. A very warm welcome to you. Welcoming our panel members, also welcoming Mr. Abhishek Ranjan, Digital Head, DS Spice Code, DS Group. Welcoming our moderator for this session, welcoming our session chair, Nikhil Kumar, Chief Growth Officer, Mediasmart. It is definitely going to be a very indulging and a very knowledge-taking session. As our moderator is already here on stage, over to you, Mr. Kumar. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I think, guys, we have a very difficult job. As you know, the post-lunch sessions are the most difficult ones. So we have promised, at least we hope to give them the promise with these amazing people that have joined the panel to keep them awake and obviously take away some great insights. So let's start without any further delay. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. As we dive into the world of connected TV advertising, let's start with some compelling stats. India is on the verge of becoming the third largest TV advertising market globally, with CTV at the forefront of this transformation. Our viewing habits have dramatically shifted from traditional broadcast to streaming services, and this trend is reflected across the nation. In India, CTV adoption is booming with over 20 million plus households already connected, a number that is expected to reach 50 million by 2026 and an astonishing 100 million by 2030. This remarkable growth highlights how Indian audiences are increasingly embracing the convenience, flexibility, and personalized content on connected TV. It's not just a local trend, though. CTV is making waves with over 1.1 billion devices now in use worldwide. Imagine the scale of this opportunity that it presents for advertisers who are eager to engage in highly targeted, engaged audiences across the globe. But what does this mean for all of us in this room? I think we have a very, very diverse panel. I'm super excited. We have electronics at the forefront of it. We have a leading consumer electronic brand, another one. We have somebody who takes a lot of pride in being a truly omni-channel brand in its own. We have representation from one of the world's largest agency and one of the most leading manufacturers in CPG. So I think the insights are going to be very, very diverse. And let me start with a very common question to each one of you, right, before we get into specifics. India is large as a country, and the population is large, and connected TV today is one of the most exciting things that most marketers are talking about. If not now, I'm sure in some part of your future conversation it's going to be there. What are your thoughts on connected TV, to be honest, as a marketer, and how do you look at it in terms of its objectivity, scale, adoption? And do you even think they're saying the topic is called unraveling the digital connected TV? Is connected TV even digital? Because a TV is a TV, is a TV, right? I mean, it was being powered by the same electricity, but obviously just the content consumption is happening from a different medium. How do you look at it? And I mean, happy to know your views. Okay, let's start with you, and then probably we can move down the order.
So in my opinion, I think connected TV is growing at a very large scale. So as far as the benefits that are concerned for us, as a brand, I can see that there is a possibility to connect with the audience which is non-TV or which is non-linear TV. So there is a possibility that comes in the sense that we can connect to those kind of audiences. for us, JBL as a brand, we want to connect with a premium audience, and we see this is a good filter or one of the targeting parameters, then that can help us to reach out to a premium audience. Yes, we have done many campaigns, but I'll be able to speak to them at a later stage. Yeah, but overall, I think the growth is good. The future is limitless. So yeah.
Okay, I think that's quite fascinating. And Priyanka, I mean, from a brand, what do you call higher ke TV? Like you call it connected TV or you call it TV inside? CTV.
CTV.
So you're calling that with a new name or just saying, guys, it's TV, right? How do you go about it?
Very clearly, it's CTV because we are from that TV generation, so now the buzzword is CTV. So very clearly, the demarcation has been done between TV and CTV. But yeah, what CTV offers differently from TV is the real-time optimization, the varied content consumption patterns that are available, which wasn't the case in the TV earlier. So I think that's what differentiates TV from CTV. But on a lighter note, CTV, when it is pouring, the screen comes. It'll take a little longer to connect. That's what CTV is for me.
I think it's amazing how, there are so many perceptions built by so many people who are obviously trying to pitch a product, and everything that's new is a fancy toy and everybody's trying to make a living. And I think it's amazing how marketers actually look at it. Anupam, that gets me to you, Anupam, right? I mean, truly, what are your thoughts? Like, you guys have been doing some fascinating work, right? I think when it comes to omni-channel marketing, digital in general, you've pretty much transformed the way a certain category was being perceived in the country. Now, do you see this channel as, hey man, I mean, we should be doing the next level of innovation, connected TV पे आप दिखाओ कोई frame आपकी face ही आ गया वहाँ पे वहीं से खरीद ले रहे हो मतलब, and there is Piyush is thinking of something super exciting in tech to bring that technology.
So being honest, I still look at CTV as TV. It still falls under the ATL, scope of things. There are two parts to it. From the consumer's end, when the user is consuming, he is just consuming content, right? He is not really concerned what targeting and what kind of content you're planning differently for TV and what is something different for CTV. The benefit that CTV brings to the table is from a targeting point of view, which is, if I want to focus on XYZ, my top markets with, contextual or linguistic creatives, that we can still do. Plus, it also brings in the shortcomings that it has. I still think there is a little black box when it comes to CTV measurement, and which is the biggest hurdle at this point of time, which at least we are facing and most of us are facing right now, not only in India but globally. So, but as on date, we still consider CTV as from consumption point of view, from audience point of view, as a part of TV only.
No, I think that's really hearty to hear, and I think fundamentally we were having this discussion before we came here that, CTV reach, what exactly is the number, how big is it compared to TV? To be honest, we are in India, man. I mean, we're a 1.2 billion people country. We have got close to 300 plus million households on normal television. So where does CTV stand there? But, one of the things that I was suggesting was, who is measuring it, to be honest, right? I mean, a number is a number that I feel that number is, right? And I'm sure, because there's no defined body for capturing smart TV shipments in totality and activations of certain televisions. But what is connected TV? Connected TV is a normal TV, which is obviously powered by internet and activating your Wi-Fi on it and then watching the content of your choice. And that today, if you look at it from an Indian diaspora, is at a very, very rapid growth scale. Post-COVID, India is one of the most internet-penetrated countries. We're the highest app downloading country. We have accessibility of the top commerce giants who can deliver a television within the next 2 days. Accessibility and affordability of a smart television is less than 15,000 rupees, which is an average bill in Gurgaon. I'm just saying, it's the powers that are factoring the growth of connectivity is obviously quite big, but the measurability of how big is that market or a landscape today is actually not very well defined. And I think while bodies are coming in terms of understanding the reach and scale, I'm sure there'll come a time where, things will be a little bit more optimal for a marketer like yourself is saying, this is offline. These guys are still on that set-top box bandwagon, and these are the connected TV viewers who have a certain way of viewing content, which is obviously not timed content. It's on, I will watch when I want to watch, so maybe not the live feed or however it is could be, or these are the guys that are predominantly of various genres. There is no loyalty to one OTT. There are a person who's a connected TV guy is actually their parents are watching it. We've done enough researches to understand an entire family is watching it. You start with the Saas Bahu, 8 to 9 is Papa Mummy ka time, then it is 10 o'clock UFC, the kids are watching. It's just amazing to see how diverse it is.
See, in terms of measurement, there is no central body, but I also believe it's at a very nascent stage. The benefit of starting anything in India, I mean, by the sheer virtue of population and the increasing disposable income, the numbers go big by default, right? So that I don't think is a merit in itself, because if it's anything average also, you'll cross 10 million in 2 months, right? But what I think is, even as an industry, even as an industry, I think the numbers are haywire, without taking names. One player is saying some other number, some other player is saying some other number. Try saying it's 12 million when you need, high fiber to use CTV, and that number is, nowhere close to any of these numbers. So who do we believe?
Believe me, I brought up, just before you joined us, I brought up to the TRAI and said, yeah, I mean, India's most acknowledged body doesn't believe that that's the reach and scale, but then there is that reach and scale when you see it on various platforms. So as a marketer, as a media person, it becomes quite challenging for you.
And that's why these statements are, become so convoluted.
Yeah.
So a basic example, you are charging 2-3x for a CPM on CTV, comparing it to the buying method on TV, right? But if I'm paying to reach those 1,000 people only, then why the increase?
I agree, absolutely agree.
Or else, is there control on where it's being delivered, when it's being delivered? I don't even know if my ad is being delivered on, even on live sports, to a paid user or non-paid user. There's no even ad serving there.
Well, I think, Renu, what do you think? I mean, you're the person who's communicating the numbers.
No, so I concur.
What do you think?
No, so I concur with various opinions that are floating in this panel. But, why connected TV? We consider it as digital because of the word connected, and it is digital penetration. And now, there are parameters through which you can buy. You have so many targeting parameters that are available. At least that gives you one confidence that I am reaching to the audience that I want to reach out to. Now, how you do that permutation and combination, and how you decide on what kind of TG and what kind of household, what kind of consumer I want to reach out to, that's where, that expertise literally comes into the picture. Now, there are certain partners who are giving you these advanced options where, you can reach out to a household, and the permutation combination is just not basis the CTV that they have, but the kind of phone they have, how many, the location they are residing in, then you have how many connected devices they have, do they have the entire ecosystem? So that gives you affluence, so which still is not there from TV perspective. And as, it's in nascent stage, of course. So monitoring, reporting will evolve. But yes, numbers are definitely, like, each person has their own number. Everybody has, each platform is going to report you to a number. But what I have observed in, the campaigns that we have done at Dentsu, inventory is limited. It's not like, it has a vast inventory and I can, use money, running in double digits of lakhs or reaching out to crores. No, that's not the kind of money that you can consume on CTVs under a month or 45 days. Scalability is an issue, but yeah, the way the numbers are growing, as you yourself said, today we are sitting at 18 to 20 million. We are expecting to reach another 40 million by 2027, and then 85 million by 2030. So yeah, those numbers sound promising, and as the numbers sound promising, I'm sure the reporting and all of that will also come. And these are some exciting times because, we are moving towards measurability. We are moving towards bringing that data attribution also. We see the partnerships that are happening at global level, like Walmart getting into Vizio and whatnot. So all of those are exciting times, and I think this is one platform that everybody has their eyes set on, and everybody wants to have a pie of it. Hence, we see numbers booming in terms of advertising, but nobody's going to talk about what it is bringing to the table. And I'm also going to get myself shut there.
Oh, I'm sure it is. Abhishek, I mean, is CTV even a relevant conversation, like,
See,
are we making too big out of it?
See, you can say yes, CTV is relevant, but before that, I would like to answer your first question, which you asked everyone. So for me also, CTV is digital, but side by side, it is also TV. First of all, I'll give you why. See, when we are talking about CTV, what is happening? Let's say Nikhil like Shark Tank a lot, right? He's a entrepreneur and he really want to say it, and it is coming on Sony. 9 o'clock, he is busy with his meeting, correct? But he's getting a flexibility that he again comes here and he watch that particular channel for that particular show, right? So what is happening? He's getting a kind of time as per his requirement. He's getting a show or a particular content as per his requirement, which is what very important for him. For a kind of cohort, which is very important. Of course, we can't say that as of now it is for everyone or it is not for everyone, but slowly it is deep diving and going deeper and deeper and deeper. That is number one. Second, we all spoke about the measurement part, but first of all, we also have to understand, for example, typically like a FMCG brand where we are a lot playing on RNF kind of campaigns, right? And our TV spends, everyone knows that how we go about it. But it's a kind of parallel media where we are coming on TV on a lesser cost. And we have a better control on this as well. How control? For example, I have 4 markets, one south, one east, one north. I have 4 creatives. I can have a kind of targeting city-led all the creatives. What happened? I'm going to get better control on my creative, better output on my creative. It is not happening that one generic creative is running for all, like we are doing it on TV. So that is a kind of control we are getting. Of course, the kind of quickness we are going to get here, the kind of quick aspect of getting your numbers, whether it is working or not, it's very fast. In TV, what happened, I think maybe you're 50-60% burnt on your spend, but here what is happening, you're not. You are actually going to tweak your strategy. So like that, it is growing, and I feel it is growing, and it will help to all the advertisers, I feel so. Yeah.
Those are great insights, I think, Abhishek, and I think Renu also brought up that at the end of the day, we are functions of reach and frequency, right? I think a lot of the times we throw a caveat of saying, what can you get with targeting, right? And then there's everybody is throwing this kitchen sink on, because it's the most important thing to do. I've heard things like, I can target females on connected TV, right? And we were sort of laughing about it, like, how can you target females on connected TV? Now, obviously the surrogate could be content, channels, type, but that's the best case scenario. I mean, with accuracy, I mean, you can't run a DAR metric and say, you know, because that DAR metric actually doesn't work on connected TV as well. I think these are evolving times, and I think one of the best surrogates is to leverage technology and how you can connect that connected TV, which is because it's connected to other technological connected mediums within your household, which is, you know, you could understand the IP, you could connect the same Wi-Fi router and how many other device IDs are active, get some sense on location, combine that with the screen TV size, etc. And I think those are parameters. I'll quickly go back to you, Priyanka. You guys have been doing a lot of interesting stuff, right? I think it's been very exciting to see how much skewed you are towards connected TV, and it's been a very thoughtful, concentrated effort. You've been sponsoring some exciting stuff. The festive season is around the corner. We all know it's one of the most exciting times for consumer electronics. Akhil, I'll come to you also. What are you guys thinking? And I mean, I don't want to know a percentage of how the skew is on connected TV, but how exciting or how relevant is that conversation in your internal meetings, and how much pressing down is coming from you as the leader on you guys? You need to make it happen. It's something important and it's relevant for us. And considering you are a large brand spread across the diversity of tier 1, tier 2 and tier 3 towns.
I wish you would have asked this question to me in H1. It was far more easier a job for me to decide on where do I want to be present on CTV, because IPL and World Cup were there in the first half, and it made a clear-cut choice for me to select high-impact properties on CTV to advertise. H2 is little fragmented, and the discussions that we are having right now, because of the absence of high-impact properties equivalent to IPL and World Cup, it is going to be a tough choice. But I cannot spill the beans here about my strategy, but I can at least give a little bit of understanding of what Hire does. So the strategy that Hire has is the premiumization strategy. We want to move the brand from a mid-premium to a high-end premium brand. in order to do so, connected TV definitely serves as a great choice for us. For any brand marketer these days, connected TV is the choice for premiumization because of 2-3 reasons primarily. Number one, the kind of penetration connected TV has in tier 1 and tier 2 cities. Again, going back to your point that we don't have any reports, but then yes, on prima facie, connected TV's adoption in tier 1, tier 2 cities is far more greater than tier 3 cities. Then the population, the age group that we are targeting is between 25 to 44, which is again 60% of the CTV population. And metros serving the maximum on CTV's contribution clearly makes it a choice for us to be present on connected TV. Having said that, the focus on connected TV is going to be continuing in H2. We will be looking at regional properties. We did national events with IPL and World Cup, but the focus is going to be deeper penetration because with sports, there is a certain type of TG that you can target, but there is a lot in India, all thanks to the population of the country. No matter how much advertising you do as a marketer, you always feel that you are having dearth of budget and you need to just keep spending to reach out to the entire nation. So what we are going to be doing differently in the second half of the year is the regional penetration through OTT channels is what we are thinking right now.
That's very relevant, and I think people should come to you for advice. It was a masterstroke, wasn't it? Like India won the World Cup. Like,
it played well.
And I mean, if there's one brand that everybody was seeing was yours. So I think job well done, Priyanka. Kudos to you. So I think, Akhil, what do you think? I mean, festive season around the corner and we're almost entering September, right? Everybody is super excited. Is connected TV an exciting element? Because you are well known. I am fully aware that JBL Harman has been doing some very exciting stuff. You've been winning some very credible awards in India, across the world with a very thoughtful approach towards connected TV. Like we are CTV first. Any thoughts from you coming into the season or just anything that you would like to share?
First of all, I fully agree and concur what Priyanka also mentioned. For us at JBL, we are also moving towards a kind of a mid-premium to a premium segment. We want to target to the premium audiences. What us as a strategy or an approach is that H1 is fully about spreading the awareness, doing the top of the funnel campaigns, but when we enter into H2, it's all about business because we are entering into the festive season itself, and I think September, October would be important for any brand whatsoever. So for us as any medium that we take, be it CTV or any other platform that we take in our marketing, it's all about business, or it's all about at least reaching out to that mid-funnel audience, if not the bottom funnel audience. So what we are currently exploring is that with some of the partners, we are exploring to target Amazon audiences also. So if we can probably target the Amazon audience and show our ad on a connected TV. So probably the capabilities of those Amazon audience can be harnessed better, and we can show the right kind of communication, not the top of the funnel communication, but whatever probably the offers or the schemes that we are running, that can be shown to that kind of audience. So this is more or less the approach that we are taking in H2. But yeah,
I think it's very exciting that you brought it up because I think that's the beauty of connected TV, right? I think the amount of campaigns targeting that can be tech-enabled, like you just mentioned that if you have website visitors right now, technically they can also be identified with IPs. Those IPs can be hashed and obviously done a matching of IPs which are actually active on connected TV, and suddenly you have your website visitors being targeting on their connected TVs and leading that journey from their TV to mobile, a nudge on household sync with mobile and getting them to actually perform on what they saw. And I think for me, personally, I mean, spending a lot of time in marketing, we were always, ad dikhaya hua kya. Or by the time the next month's Nielsen report came in, the damage was always done, right? Or whatever it performed, right? I think with connected TV, if there is a natural sync in, you can't influence what the user did, but what if you could actually, whether you're BMW, you're Hire, or you're Harman or Catch, or Lenskart, if you're showing an ad, obviously you're doing it, no ad is made, at least I say this a lot to my teams as well, that no ad is made for the purpose of making a great ad. मुझे बड़ा अच्छा लगा, मैंने बहुत अच्छा ad बनाया, मैं सबको दिखा के ही मानूंगा. Every advertising is done for the purpose of driving an ROAS, it is driving an ROI. It could be various different metrics of organic searches, website visits, brand perception, etc. But it is all driving the end goal of increasing your market share. And I think connected TV, I think, can empower that. Where if you've seen an ad on TV, if you are nudged within 24 hours to 48 hours on your mobile to see if you have a recall of an ad, if you saw a JBL ad and if you say, यार अच्छा लगा था, मतलब कुछ तो सही लग रहा था यार, वो sound देखूँ तो मतलब, you can click and say, let me just fill in my form and let JBL contact me, or let me just see how far is the next higher store. I can just, and I think that is where the connected TV strategy really starts to move from where the ad is shown to why is it different from what you've been doing.
Yeah, and I think also adding to your point and his point, what CTV offers you is a full funnel advertising at the end of the day. It is the ecosystem that has been created. Taking Amazon's example, now with mini TV coming into picture, that's a constant hammering that you're doing, right? What you show on Amazon, on platform, then you're showing the same thing off platform, then the recall is bound to happen. So the ecosystem that has been created is mind-blowing when you're comparing TV and connected TV. So that gives marketers the choice, the opportunities, everything on the diaspora to kind of explore with the kind of advertising that you want to do, and at the end of the day, see the realization of the money that is happening.
Priyanka, I think over 150 plus Kantar researchers, I can tell you firmly that purchase intent on connected TV and household sync, which is obviously retargeting a mobile user on the same household, significantly higher than TV recall. Online ad awareness, far higher. Online purchase intent, far higher. If you show an ad and if you nudge the user to do something about it, he will do something about it. It could also work the other way, he doesn't. But that's your ad.
And also, I think, sorry, I just have one more viewpoint here. What beautifully these OTT players are doing is that, they know the pulse of the market. They know the times are changing. They know Gen Z is important. They know that Gen Z is found on digital platforms like Amazon and Flipkart. Amazon Mini TV is the production of Gen Z today. Now what they're doing is that, they want to tap into this digital medium. They want to tap into this generation. So beautifully they've curated the content in the name of Amazon Mini TV, and the monetization is also happening, which is not happening on Prime. Right? So I think that ecosystem is really helping them as well as marketeers like us to choose CTV over and over again in the scheme of things.
I agree. Abhishek, you have a point.
This is also acting as an omni-channel strategy for the brand. How? Let's say a big billion day or something is coming at Reliance, where they are going to promote and they are going to give heavy discounting on products. For example, to those cohorts, you have created a communication for the brand, and you are asking people, your audience, to go and buy there. For example, you have added a consumer offer for the brand, especially for that particular event. What is happening? 3-4 teams, for example, BTL, 2 modern trade, 2 online, 2 GT, all are involved in one activity. What is happening? It is end-to-end giving you higher number, uplift your performance. So this is how also CTV is helping a lot.
Yeah,
Again, on a very better price.
Yeah, absolutely. I think from CTV to when you're connecting users to the mobile, and all actions are possible. I can take him from a Google map to a Lenskart store. I can take him to a quick commerce site and buy a catch masala. I can actually drive them to the owned, operated site of JBL and say buy it from there. So they build their own first party data as well. All options.
And
right?
in fact, if you see connected TV, see from mobile to connected TV, if you try to understand from a digital aspect that how it is changing. If you see the core matrices as well, for example, the average VTR also for a connected TV campaign, it is way higher than your mobile campaign. Absolutely. But still, if same thing you are running on a mobile as well, you will see a kind of difference for sure.
Also, I think it's an interesting statistic, and Abhishek, Anupam, I'll come to you because I think why are the people watching ads on connected TV? Why is your VTR higher if you've observed? I'll tell you why. We did the research, and you know what the result came out that you have to understand the difference on connected TV between UGC, which is user-generated content without naming a platform, and OTT, which is content consumption. When I sit with my wife or my kids or anybody who sits with their pets, they want to watch Mirzapur, they will sit for half an hour. One ad comes in between for 20 seconds of higher or don't mind it. You watch a 2-minute Yo-Yo Honey Singh video, in that 3 ads come. Oh, nice. What is your recall? Skip. What do you do when you see an ad? on a certain channel, you skip it. So if you're skipping it, everybody else is also skipping it probably.
See, it's also about the format of media that is, right? The same reason why the VTR is higher on CTV is exactly the same reason why CTR is lower on CTV.
Hang on.
Right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So it's not about that somebody, a person X watching a content on CTV is more prone to see the entire ad. It's more about the device that is and the effort that it takes.
It's fantastic you brought it up because I'm going to ask you that question, right? Because I think the world is really evolving, right? I mean, CTRs are no longer a thing in India right now, but when I travel and I look at Western markets, I mean, there's a pretty large click-led app attribution business on connected TV. The world has really evolved, right? It's a multi-billion-dollar business, not even a multi-million. And I think, अगर इंडिया में अगर क्लिक्स रेनू आप भेज दोगे तो बोलेंगे बहुत फ्रॉड है तो क्या बकवास चल रहा है सीटीवी पे ऐड ही नहीं चल रहा बट टुडे रिमोट्स हैव बिकम स्मार्ट right? You can see if you have kids, like it's like you can play games, man. It's just like a Y, one of those remotes. You can move it around. Your cursor can do stuff, right? So clicks are becoming a thing. Browsers are becoming really good. I think if you look at OEMs, they are producing some of the most exciting browsers with higher capacity to load a website also. By the way, you can actually order. Some of these things are becoming quite intuitive. Lenskart has been a champ on omnichannel, right? I mean, you have done some very exciting stuff. How are you looking at this? Are you thinking that this could be something that online to offline, offline to online? Are you applying yourself right now? It's too early right now.
No, I don't think it's too early. It can't. It is. It already is. And coming to CTR, I would be more happy if, say, talking about installs, for example, because we have stores and there's an app and then there is a site. I would be more happier if my organic install is 90% and paid is 10%, right? Then it means that there's real connect, it means there's a real recall, and it means that people actually see value in the product. And in my target segment, it's not only premium, it's from mid to premium. We have products from 2,000 rupees to 30,000 rupees also, right? There's La Petite also, and there's Vincent Chase also. So the entire diaspora is huge. And with the help of data, because of course tech is a core of the organization, we have real-time data of people walking in which store, what time, what did they ask for, what were they interested in, and why did they enter, right? And just to give an example, the recent campaigns post-World Cup, of course, because that was a different time to decide where to put your money in between options. So a very simple strategy of, and the best part of India is not one country, right? When it comes to media, there are 11. So it helps you to slice and dice. What we have seen is a good mix of TV, OTT, and of course other performance in CRM and cheaper ways of reaching to a person. Our installs, footfalls, every number kind of skyrocketed, while in the markets where we tested, it was just only TV or only CTV. Right? And of course supported by other publishers and performance channels. So right now, every plan that goes out, at least from Lenskart point of view, and we are very heavy on TV. If you see our planning, it's not like a online player, but it's more like a FMCG player. We maintain daily GRPs, daily reach, weekly GRPs, whereas the curve is slowing down, so that all is taken care of. And we tested this for 3 months, and the results are very clear.
I think that's really heartening to hear, and I think I'll come back to you on this because I think CTV to app installs is like quite a normal thing now. I think quite easily trackable with any MMP, and also from a consumer experience, now TVs are super engaging. You can do so much from seeing an ad to actually trying the look to integrating the ad into doing something exciting, engaging with the user in real time. That's also that can be done on ads. We'll come back to that.
But you know what? In CTV also a lot of innovation is happening.
Yeah,
for example, the pause ads. For example, someone has paused a particular program. There you can have a kind of creative which can have a QR code that can lead to any action which you want, which was missing earlier, right? People were not getting any click or any kind of redirection from there. So that have they innovated.
You're
and it's
absolutely
working.
right. Even just the cursor that moves for the ad. We've done stuff with Swiggy, which is the Swiggy delivery guy moving at the bottom, right? And or something. So I think they're very exciting things. Obviously, you bring a rich media angle to your video ads, and depends on your brand whether you're comfortable with it or not.
In fact, the biggest thing is frequency building as well in FMCG, right? That was a challenge for us on digital to bring frequency, right? On YouTube or any platform, wherever we talk about frequency, we have never built frequency there. But on CTV, we can see that we are able to bring build frequencies, whatever we want, right? Of course, audiences are limited, but we are seeing on a unification what kind of frequency we are building. So on that side also it is helping.
Cool. Yeah, Renu was coming to you only. Yes, go ahead.
So just to build on to this, if you go maybe like 5 years back, marketers used to have this question, I'm investing, on OTT, and I'm investing on YT, and I'm investing on Meta. But isn't it that the same audience I'm trying to reach? So how are you going to come back and tell me that, I have reached to this person, 3 times in your campaign duration, and I'm not creating fatigue, and I'm not like over bombarding the person. Now with CTV and this programmatic buying, which is connecting the entire ecosystem so beautifully that you have your YTs, you have your OTTs, you have your CTVs, and on CTVs also most of the OEMs, most of the platforms, most of the operating systems are listed. I can literally stitch a campaign which is driven by, from a, if it from an FMCG lens, this percent reach at this frequency. From a digital perspective, if the idea is to build consideration, I'm going to show them the ad this many times, and then you trace their journey, and you can very well attribute back whether they are taking any actions on your websites, do you see an increment in your store visits, and all of it, right? So that while measurability is still shaky, but at least it has answered a couple of questions that have been haunting the industry for long. Now, digital also can give you unified reach and frequency. So yes, we are reaching there.
You pretty much answered the question I was about to ask you, which is dentsu is at the
In fact, that was a very big problem for everyone, that how many unique people you have reached. This is something which every digital marketer was asked, right, in a marketing meeting. So via DV360 or any programmatic, this is something which has been solved. So, of course, yeah.
Yeah, I think multi-screen attribution is a real challenge, right? Everybody wants the best screen. Everybody wants the best hoarding. Everybody wants the best program spot. Everybody, but you're all dealing with different ecosystems which are not connected to each other. At the end of the day, you are the same person who doesn't want to create user fatigue. You want to create favorability, but I am the same person who saw the ad when I was on the lift going upstairs. Then I went home, I actually put Sony, I saw your ad 3 times because वहाँ पे FC था. फिर मैंने दूसरा लगाया जी, वहाँ पे 3 FC था, उधर भी देखा. फिर YouTube पे भी 3-4 बार देख लिया. रात को सोने गया, गेम खेल रहा था, वहाँ पे 2-3 बार ad देख लिया. So I actually saw your ad 18 times, from 6 o'clock to 10 o'clock. And is that creating user ad fatigue or favorability? And I think that is an important thing that you brought up. And I think unified frequency still remains a challenge because more and more ecosystems want to be evolved versus democratizing programmatic viewing, which becomes a challenge for advertisers and marketers. That tell me exactly, like, how do I catch this user? Now, everybody has their own metric of measuring it, but it becomes largely a different problem. But moving to you, Abhishek, I think a lot of connected TV conversations, right?
Right.
Now, catch is a fairly well penetrated market definition of, it is the market leader in most of the categories that it operates in. It's clearly not a tier 1 or a tier 2. सबको ही चाहिए, मतलब Indians हैं, हम मसाला तो सब में डालते हैं, right?
Right.
Now, is the tier 2, tier 3 conversation even relevant when it comes to connected TV for you? And would you like to share some insights, thoughts?
So from an overall marketing per se, of course, we don't talk tier 1, tier 2 city from an overall dynamics per se, but we map our numbers from a city or a market per se, that what kind of offtake we are getting from our overall product, what kind of product demand from which market. For example, our categories are very different. We all know catch salt and pepper sprinklers. That's a premium product, and every dining table do have that, right? So kind of marketing which we are doing for that product is very different. There, whenever we are talking and discussing, there is going to be more tier-led discussions, right? That is going to be more tier 1 or tier 2 or maybe top 15 cities. That kind of discussion do happen there. But when we talk about the other products, for example, the mixed spices or blends, there we don't talk about the kind of tier-led communication or whatever. We, in that case, talk about masses because that is spice. Spice is being used by anyone, right? The SKU size can go down. The overall pricing can go down. It can go to a 5 rupee pack, but net, that guy is going to put that masala in whatever they are cooking. So net, we feel how we should tap in what is going to be a favorable and a perfect medium for that guy. Whenever we are doing a kind of BTL activity, we feel how to take the first body data, then use it for the better medium. Of course, via TV also we feel that how to touch base our audience. There are certain markets which are TV dark market, right? There we have seen that CTV or digital has really performed better for us. So for example, markets like Jammu Kashmir or Himachal, there our digital is outperforming TV. So like that we discuss and we plan our strategies.
It's very insightful to know. I mean, let's throw back one more question to the panel. Like, how are your thoughts? And we can start with you. I mean, is CTV going to be like showing a trend which is going upward in terms of media spend as the size and scale grows, or is it going to be like it's going to optimize itself over a couple of years?
No, for us it is happening dear. Like when we were talking about, and as a marketer, I'll ask everyone, whomsoever is running a campaign, a typical question asked to everyone, ad dikha ya nahi dikha? Ad dikhi nahi raha. This is what something we have been asked every time. Yeah, you are running a campaign, your ad are not shown. Because on TV, what happened, of course, and on that particular program, you are going to damn sure see that, right? But on digital, you don't know because it is more on affinity, interest, or whatever you have put it. So coming from a CTV per se, now we are getting this feedback that yes, your ads are visible. We have seen, in fact, for example, our promoters, it's a promoter-led brand. So there we get this feedback from our promoters as well that I have seen your ad 2 times, right? So there we feel that yeah, it is helping.
आपको पता है ना, मतलब मैं एडटेक से हूँ, तो मतलब मैं आपके आईपी और लोकेशन को निकाल के सारा फ्रीक्वेंसी आपके बॉस के घर पे डाल दूंगा और
नहीं, but that
she'll make sure they
you know, I'll tell you one thing. So
it's like how we used to do in the hoarding days. Remember, we used to do market visits and then
brand
where the
manager
boss is
you
going,
know,
wife के घर के सामने.
you are absolutely right. We used to take the email IDs and phone number and then put that. So that was a practice which people used to do. But at our end, what is happening now, we are now 100% programmatic and we do only that deal where we are going to get a PG deal. So in that, we are going to get a unification that this is how we are going to tap from a unified reach to frequency per se. So we can't over bombard anyone.
more to discuss offline then. So, Renu, what about you and guys?
But having said that, I didn't answer your question on the spend part. From past 1 year, if we can tell you from a campaign to campaign, every campaign 5 to 10% of our budget we are increasing on connected TV. Right now we have a very good pie on connected TV and I think more than 20 to 25% we are allocating on connected TV with a combination of YouTube plus OTT. So that is something which is sacrosanct. Of course we are using Amazon data as well to deep dive. So like that we are planning. Yeah.
Include fast in that, my friend. I think
Okay.
it's the new thing. We'll talk about it. Renu, what's your thoughts?
So, see, we all have seen that the last year digital kind of matched or surpassed TV spends. The trend is gonna go, and still at many places connected TV is accounted under digital. So what we agency folks are thinking and assuming and kind of projecting, this trajectory is gonna go upwards. The penetration is like not even like double digits yet. So definitely it's gonna take an uptake. It's going to open avenues because the more we progress on this media, the more innovations in terms of targeting formats, in terms of shoppable ads, in terms of using the FPD, because all of those avenues are opening and couple of them are already open, few of them are going to get added. When you open so many avenues for a platform, which is what we were discussing offline, the data is the new gold, right? It's the new oil. So when you open that avenue for people, for advertisers, for marketers, and that too on a screen which is so big. Why? Because people remember TV because you're seeing the ad on a larger screen. Like TV, on mobile, it's like tuck, 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 Unless it is a thumb stopper, you don't spend time to view through it. So with that larger screen, with that larger and those avenues opening up, we see at Dentsu that it's gonna uptake and it's gonna take time by the time it starts, seeming like we're very stagnant and all. So yeah, that's our take on this.
Cool. Quick word from you, Anupam, Priyanka, and Akhil. Yeah.
I think it's just started. I mean, in last 3 years, every year I think our investment on CTV has tripled as compared to last year. While in crux of it, at this point of time, in absence of right measurement, clarity, it would be an and intersection rather than an or intersection.
Okay, guys, so it's a wrap from us, and I have something that I do always in all sessions. It's called the rapid fire, and the reason why you don't know about it is because that's why exactly it's called the rapid fire, right? So the way it's done is I'll ask you a question, you have to answer it on the spot without thinking too much, and I'll not do it as good as the guy who does it, and I'm sure you don't have any hampers unless something hidden yeah? I don't know what he has, maybe you can take those speakers, but yeah, okay, great, good. And for the guy who put the rapid fire. Let's do it.
Oh,
Okay.
perfect.
Anupam, my question to you. If you could step into the metaverse, would you choose to be Deadpool for his wild humor and unpredictability, or Wolverine for his unbreakable spirit and iconic claws?
Wolverine.
Nice. Akhil, inspired by JBL Mute the World campaign, there is so many things which you're hearing, from the Poonam Pandey marketing campaign fiasco to many other things that are happening. What would you like to mute right now?
None of the
And it's your personal opinion, not JBL's. It's okay.
No, none of the campaigns, but probably the traffic jam noise, because we are so used to it.
Okay.
I travel daily from Delhi to Gurgaon, so mostly
Done.
the traffic jam noise.
Good answer. Priyanka, if there could be another headline sponsor for another major global event except cricket, what would you be choosing?
ATP Tour.
Interesting. Very interesting. Abhishek, if Catch Masala could create a spice blend inspired by this epic India World Cup win, what would you call it?
Indian masala.
Indian masala. Very interesting. Last but not the least, Renu, if you had marketing expense optimization budgets for the Ambani wedding, who is getting cut off the list? Rihanna, Justin Bieber, or Diljit Dosanjh?
Rihanna.
Rihanna is getting cut off. That's us, guys. Thank you so much. That's our session. Please meet the folks and have a good time. Cheers.
Thank you so much, Mr. Nikhil, for taking the whole session to a very interesting level. May I request all our panel members to please stay back with us. We have a felicitation ceremony to take place. And may I request Mr. Kumar to please do the honors by felicitating all our panel members. And then I would have the honor to felicitate you. All right. Ma'am, please come. We are here to felicitate our panel members, Mr. Akhil Sethi, Head of Digital Marketing, Harman, India. Oh, that's... So we want individual pictures as well. We're felicitating Mr. Akhil Sethi, Head of Digital Marketing, Harman, India. Ladies and gentlemen, Zordar Taaliyan ho jaye. Let's thank our panel members one by one as we felicitate them. Thanking Priyanka Sethi, Head of Marketing, Higher Appliances, India. We would also like to felicitate Anupam Tripathi, General Manager, Marketing and Head Media, Lenskart. We will also be felicitating Renu Singh, Client Partner Leadership, Dentsu X. And we also felicitate Mr. Abhishek Ranjan, Digital Head, DS Spiceco, DS Group. And we have one more. I request all our panel members to please come together for a group photo op. The topic that we discussed was unraveling the connected TV advertising under the digital lens, and our panel members shared their insights along with us. What a fantastic session it was.